Welcome to No Enemies Here, the show where you get more snow. Yeah, we're getting like, I don't know, 10 inches of snow. Right now I'm looking outside and it's like white, right? Anyways. Hey, welcome. I was just having a conversation with my consigliere, Robert Kilroy, Robert Carroll, KilRoyWasHere. And I love the guy, you know? But I get upset every time I talk to the guy, you know, because we talk reality. And it upsets me, because the guy's smart, and I'm listening, and he's talking, and it's like, oh my god, I'm gonna kill somebody. But anyways, another thing that was happening was that my software was crashing on me all the time, and I'm like, what the hell is going on? I can't have a show, I can't believe it, I can't upload anything. I hope everything goes right, I hope the show is fine, and I hope I upload it. So, I reinstalled it and whatever, and I'm gonna need a new computer, and I'm looking at a Mac Mini, and I want to get one of those screens, you know, you plug your brain in, and it does everything for you, type thing. Anyways, Kilroy is here today, Wojennik is here, and the punk rocker of War Game Institution, Dave, is here. We got videos from the Oaken Night, and also Stigler. That guy freaks me out, that guy Stigler. I swear to God, he's one of those guys you keep in the gang, and it's like the Big Lebowski, you know, Donnie. So every time Stigler would talk, and he was Donnie, yeah, shut up, Donnie, or shut up, Stigler, but you keep him in the gang, you know what I mean? Stigler, what can I tell you? Everything's good. I'm better rested. I hope you're rested. And Gilbert Toastavin, I got your email. I didn't answer back. Yep, we'll get together ASAP, okay, for the Fokker Circus thing. And we're gonna talk digging. Love talking to Gilbert. But anyways, look, I'm a little bit freaked out there. I'm gonna start the show. And I hope everything goes well, so please enjoy it, be safe, be kind, and be kind to Stigler too. Has 2 videos out this week. Pacific War, an unboxing, he says. Instant classic? Well, I don't know. I would think it's a instant classic. Also, Phantom Leader unboxing. ID Jester is killing it with 5 videos. Continuing target for today, heavy metal hitters. Also, opens a new package. What can it be? And the guys from the War Room. Top 5 GNT games, and 2 videos finishing off this week with Old School Tactical Volume 2, West Front Scenario, number 1. The brain that is Jim Ozarski has 3 videos. The 1809 campaign, number 4 for Snappy Nappy. Also, the epic battle of Laon for Command and Colors, and winning your spurs for Chain of Command. All this on Jim Ozarski this week. My favorite Frenchman, Fred Serval, does Verdun 1916 Steel Inferno, a teach and play with, check this out, Volker Runke and the stoic Jason Matthews. On History Hustle, we have 5 videos this week. The first one being the Belgian army of the First World War. Also, the Battle of Louvain, a forgotten World War II battle. And what the Americans knew about the death camps in Germany. And the Battle of Lys, Belgium's final battle. And why were there 4 Ukraines in 1918? Things just keep getting complicated, I tell ya. On Hexes and Soldiers, Jason Cruz, aka Jason Toyenby, or AJ Toyenby I should say, does miniatures with the Battle of Salamanca. This week on Hex to Hex, we have the Battle of Pleasant Hill, episode 4, the finale. Also, Guderian's Blitzkrieg, episode number 6. On Geek Gamers, GG gives us Solo Game Master Guide, available for pre-order. Geek Gamers was one of the first people who ever, actually I think she was the first person who ever gave me an intro. Welcome back, GG. And for people who just, browse around Netflix and don't find anything, or browse around YouTube, well, watch Flick Vault. Full high-definition movies for free. A lot of 1970s, 1980s type movies, like The Fabulous Journey to the Center of the Earth. Also, The Comeback, and Die Zauberflaut, The Magic Flute, and Hollywood Horror. Man, lots of fun. Cheesy fun, that is. On Epic History TV, 1917, Russia's 2 Revolutions. This is a re-edit. Great channel. On Dave's Gaming Cave, 2 videos of the same subject, but different parts of the day. Soldiers in Postman's Uniform by David Thompson. I almost got lost there. Uniforms. So, what am I saying? Uniforms. Soldiers and Postman's Uniforms, attack number 1 and number 2. 1 being the morning and number 2 being the midday. Combat board games this week. Nemo's War expansion pack number 2, an unboxing from work. Can't get away for any fun. Well, at least you're doing it from work. And Jim of Castle Archin is unboxing Ogre Bundle, produced by Steve Jackson Games. Man, I gotta get that. And the man famously known as Calandale, 2 videos out. FB jailed? I think he's saying Facebook jailed. I think he's jailed from Facebook, or Facebook is jailed. Anyways, Leipzig, number 4. Bonding with board games and RPGs. 3 videos out this week. Ham tags, fans' most anticipated games of 2022. Also an unboxing of 1941 Race to Moscow from Phalanx Games. And he continues with Evil Twilight 2000 Season 1, Episode 10. Combat Goes Bump. And Big Board Gaming plays A Week in Hell from Battles Magazine number 3. And look who's back. Back to the Table is back with 5 videos. One of Push Your Luck, also a channel update, and a game called Fearsome Wilderness. And he goes back in time to 80s nostalgia games, and he gives us his solo list. Welcome back. And Artie of ARDWULF'S Lair has 2 videos out this week. An unboxing of Command and Colors Napoleonics, Generals, Marshals, and Tacticians Also, counterclipping the most anticipated war games of 2020. This week on 3-minute board games, The Crew Mission, Deep Sea in about 3 minutes. And for all our Italian listeners, Mauro Faina is live with his Gianni Zero Nero, the video of the contemporary wars, meaning the next wars to come. Also, continues with that, and he's got 2 other live videos of Il Gianni Zero Nero. Look, you want to learn your Italian? Okay, so he speaks a bit fast, but it doesn't matter. Give him a shot.
Hello everyone, this is Michel Leviathan Sorbet from the Polish YouTube channel Wojennik TV. Here is a quick roundup of the content published on Wojennik TV during the last 7 days. On Sunday, I released yet another top 3 video in which I have spoken about my top 3 games of the previous month. On this list, I included Legion of Honor by Clash of Arms games. This is an extremely entertaining game in which we can incarnate a Grognard during the Revolutionary and the Napoleonic Wars. Secondly, I included another very interesting wargame, which is Rebel Raiders on the High Seas, released by GIMPY Games. This is one of my favorite wargames ever released. This is also one of my favorite Civil War games, in which, in contradiction to many other wargames focused on this war, the focus is essentially on the struggle on the Mississippi and on the seas and oceans. Extremely entertaining, extremely interesting. Finally, my top game of the month was another very interesting game, which was Forest of the Impaled, Vlad Dracula's Final Stand. This is a game by Command Post Games in which players ranging from 2 to even 7 will struggle for the control of Wallachia and Transylvania in the late 15th century. One player will take control of the Christian forces under Vlad Dracula himself, trying to stop an advance of Muslim armies controlled by the other players. This is one of my favorite war games also, and I was very glad that I was able to play it several times during February. On Tuesday, I released my video in English, and this was the English review of Shadow over Westminster. This is a Euro game, so I won't be explaining a lot what it is about. If you're interested in taking a look at this cooperative horror theme game, just take a look at my channel. On Wednesday, an unboxing in Polish. This was the unboxing of the additional booster packs for Hostage Negotiator. Hostage Negotiator released by Van Ryder Games. Extremely entertaining solo game in which we incarnate a Polish negotiator trying to secure hostages which were taken by an abductor. And during this video I presented the additional booster packs. I will also release an English version of the same unboxing in some time. Finally, on Friday, my review, and this was the review of Siege of Ronada, a game by Rainer Knizia in which we will take control of dwarves defending a fortress besieged by trolls, goblins and orcs. I presented already an unboxing of this game and a playthrough, and this is the final part of the trilogy, the Polish review. Those were the 4 videos released on Wojennik TV during the last 7 days. Thank you a lot for watching this brief roundup. I wish you an excellent weekend and have a great gaming.
And the minister, that is Joel Toppin, 3 videos this week, 2 of them, I should say all 3 of them, on the Third World War. 1 being air superiority, 2 opening offensive, and aircraft maintenance phase for the 3rd one. On Little Wars TV, the Battle of Hampton Roads War Game, a 160th anniversary of the world's first ironclad battle. Another channel that features veterans of World War II. This is an interview with Edwin Beck, who served in the Golden Line Division. His ordeal and how he survived being a prisoner of war. Rough Swordsman Wargamer has 2 videos out this week on Not a War Game Wednesday. Open the Box, Unforeseen Forces, an expansion for Elder Signs. Also, Warfighter World War II Pacific from DVG, a playthrough, part 1. Check out the lighting of this. This is ridiculous. On Seek Out and Play, a short video which covers the rules for mines in Undaunted Reinforcements. The video includes a basic explanation of the 2 types of mines, how they are placed, and their effects when triggered by enemy forces. The Professor, Riccardo Mazzini, on Lock and Load Tactical Ordnances, and his War Log dossier, the history behind the HEX. Also, Ricardo is doing a day-by-day, not a synopsis, but a culmination of his ideas and his expertise on what's going on with Russia and Ukraine on Facebook. Patrick's Tactics and Tutorials does a Command and Colors Ancients. And My Own Worst Enemy continues with his gameplay of Victory Points game, Cruel Necessity. 1 video out this week from Mo! The Third World War from Compass Games, a preview. Yes, you see 2, but I included that last week. A lot of these men are fading fast, so I'm glad this person from Memoirs of World War II is doing his best to document all of this. So this episode is World War II Soldier Hunts Sniper in the Jungle. Conversation with a veteran in the Pacific Theater. The artist, that is Matt White, has 3 videos this week. A battle card game review called Western Front. Also, La Bataille de Hanau, an after-action report, and his review of La Bataille de... I should say not Hanau. Hanau. La Bataille d'Hanau. There's supposed to be a liaison there. The D, the E is supposed to be dropped from the D with a not a comma, but one of those thingies on top. A comma on top of the D, for God's sake! And The Vampire, Mark Felton Productions, 4 videos. Incredibly rare World War II tank wreck located. Also, Hitler's Navy in Allied Service, 1945 to 51. And the last World War II German trains still in service. And could Putin attack Britain? A Ukraine war special. That guy Putin, man, it's over. On Legendary Tactics, Ascension, a deck building game, first solo game. I used to play that game when I used to work at Omega at the psychiatric center. Had a great time. Ultimate Hippo Strategy, Hungry Hippo Strategy Guide. I gotta check that out. And Ascension deck building game, a 2-player game, video that is. And Catan, I can't stand that game. U.S. National Championship, who cares? And Cards, the game was close. Fun American, and yeah. 4 videos out on Kings and Generals, People's Crusade, Battle of Civeto. Also, Fall of Rangoon, the Pacific War, an animated series. and How the Mongols Lost Iran, medieval history animated, and something a little different, when Sauron was just a cat. Just a cat. If Sauron was a cat, that's the meanest cat ever. KilRoyWasHere is on an onslaught of videos, all of them being a playthrough of Warfighter Shadow War, a game published by DVG, and he checks out the expansion number 57 and goes with it.
Hey guys, Dave here. Welcome to the Centurions Review, the punk rock band of Wargame Review Institutions. For the next 12 weeks, I'm on parental leave taking care of Lindy here, so I figured I'd show her to you guys. She's a nice kid. This week we did 2 first look videos, a newest acquisitions video, and a video about a homebrew D&D 5th edition scenario. The first look video we did was about 6 Panzer Army from Victory Point Games. It's a box micro game with really good components such as laser cut counters and a mounted map. Next we did a first look at Boots on the Ground from Worthington Games. It's a simulation of modern counterinsurgency operations in an urban environment. The rule book is surprisingly short, but hopefully the game is fun and easy to learn. I went to an auction recently and picked up a bunch of miniatures, war games, and role-playing games. My newest acquisitions video shows what I got along with some commentary about it. Last, I did a video about my homebrew D&D 5th edition scenario called Hard Hat Diver. In this scenario, some commercial divers discover a World War II shipwreck and dive on it in search of gold. There are plenty of sea creatures and sea monsters to make things really dangerous for them, though. Thanks for watching and have a good day. Say bye-bye, Lindy.
A game for gamers, made by gamers, by Flying Pig Games.
Dave, I just want to say, what a lovely baby.
Hello all, today Kilroy goes off the shelf on Too Soon. Now what do I mean by too soon? Well, too soon is a tagline that comedians use sometimes when they tell a off-color or, especially, controversial joke. And then the response is, they get a response from the audience that's a groan or what have you, and then they respond too soon. Well, in that regard, I'm talking about too soon when it comes to our hobby, wargaming. Now, sometimes there are games that are so far back in time and history that, it really is never too soon, right? But then again, there are games that deal with modern day or recent conflicts that for some people, especially people that might have engaged in those conflicts or were affected by those conflicts, either with loved ones or family or what have you, that it is too soon. I can perfectly understand if someone fought in the war in Afghanistan or in Iraq, they might not want to play a game dealing with the war in Afghanistan and Iraq, and that's perfectly fine. You know, even somebody that, you know, has relatives or has the effects or even, you know, distant relatives of World War II or World War I might not want to engage in those games. And again, that's perfectly fine. So that brings us to the current conflict, you know, Russia's war in the Ukraine. And I've seen some people online talking about whether, you know, that they're not going to talk about it either on their social media sites or their websites, that, you know, wargaming is wargaming, and they're not going to get into the details or the politics or anything about that on Ukraine. And then I also see other people, you know, ask the question of, well, what games are out there that can, you know, that can simulate this conflict? You know, what games out there that cover this conflict? And that's fine too. You know, our game hobby is war games. It has game in the title, so it is a game. But sometimes it's hard for us to look at that, look at a current conflict where there's current suffering, there's current loss of life, and call something a game. But, you know, I kind of tend to peel back the layers of our hobby a little bit more and look at it as, some of us, you know, like to play war games for the game aspect, for the competitive aspect. I think a lot of us also like to engage in wargaming hobby because it's the trying to understand it. It's the curiosity. We want to learn about history. We want to take a look at a historical situation, and by playing a game on it or playing a simulation on it, we learn more about it. We understand more about it. And I think that's true for a lot of us, is that we like to see the, you know, does this simulation accurately depict history, or give us the choices that history presented and see how that plays out. So, you know, that's an aspect that I think a lot of us have. And you know, again, the too soon could still pop up in that aspect, but a lot of us, you know, are really looking at it for the interest in the simulation value or the understanding value. When it comes to modern conflicts, or especially the whole series of games that have been coming out on like Next War and the like, are more predictive, right? So we're taking a game and playing it, or a simulation and playing it, to try to predict, see how predictive it is of what could happen. You know, how could this conflict play out? And so in that respect, it's not necessarily too soon because it hasn't happened yet. And then again, there's this whole wave of games that have coming out. This is a renaissance of the 1980s. We have all these World War III games coming out that deal with, you know, the what if this happened in the past. And again, that is, at the time, some of these games, when they came out, they were predictive, but now they're, you know, hypothetical. You know, they're going back and see what could have happened. And it's kind of a coincidence or serendipity, or what you want to call it, is that now we're dealing with a conflict, the first major land conflict in Europe since World War II, that depending on how things play out, you know, there is the risk and potentials out there to turn it into a potential World War III type situation because of the volatile nature of it, and how the how the military aspect is overriding some of the political aspect of some of those concerns. So, you know, is it too soon to try to game or play a simulation on Russia's war in Ukraine? You know, I think that's up to you. It's up to what your sensitivities are. If you like to stay a little bit back from, you know, current events, and as far as it's too close, it's too soon, it's too real, you don't feel right about playing a game about something, that's perfectly fine. That's perfectly legitimate concern. You know, focus on what you need to focus on. If you know, help support the people in Ukraine, follow the news, keep abreast of it, do what you think is right, and do what you need to do. On the other side, if you feel like you're interested in see how could this play out, you want to see how how could this conflict turn out, or how is this conflict unfolding, and you're like doing it in a game setting, you like playing games or simulations, then that's fine too. I think it's perfectly fine as long as you're respectful. You're respectful of what's going on. You're respectful of what you're playing as far as it's a simulation, and it's not meant to be, reflective of real life. It's supposed to be reflective of capabilities and potential decisions that could arise in the conflict. So, is it too soon? For some, yes, and they're right. For others, it's not, and they're right, as long as they're respectful on it. So that's what I meant to talk about when I said, my topic of today, too soon. Now, if you do want to kind of go back to the beginnings, the seeds of this conflict, or one of the potential seeds of this conflict, try out 1989. It's based on Twilight Struggle. It is the downfall or the breakup, the beginning of the breakup of the Soviet Union's control over Eastern Europe. And that is kind of one of the seeds of why we have this conflict. Putin is, again, in my opinion, Putin is trying to get the band back together again. This is his world reunion tour. He's trying to put some of the pieces back of the former Soviet Union, and kind of having a global midlife crisis. Most people, when they have a midlife crisis, most men, they go out and get a Porsche or get a new wife. He starts a war. So anyway, that's my thoughts for today. Be safe.
You know what? Let's try something new. Something new sometimes always, gives us a little bump in the thing. So anyways, give me some feedback, okay? So, let's go. Simple history this week. The GRU Spetsnaz unit. These are shorts. Also, cursed guns in history. On Solo McLaughlin, I used to watch, she did something by Lock and Load a long time ago. It was a Space Marines, I think it was. I forget the game, but they reissued it. Space Infantry, that's what it was. She does Deck 52, Space Wrecked. Also, Stephen Dolges has 2 videos out this week. Vietnam, 1965 to 1975, an unboxing. Also, he's unboxing Mark Herman's new old game called Pacific War, an unboxing of the 2022 GMT publishing, that is. And the guy that goes by the name of Stigler. Stigler has 2 videos out. He does an FTTD Salerno 43, a Mark Simonich game, an unboxing. Plus, he does another SFTD. He's gonna have to tell me what the hell he's talking about. Vietnam, 1965 to 1975, an unboxing. Excuse me. I'm getting used to this stuff, you know what I'm saying? And for you people who want to check out Terry Talks Movies, I like this guy. Also, he tells us that he's got the same problem as us. He says, no, I don't have too many movies. No, we don't have too many games. Whatever. And also another video on the history of Batman, 1943 to 2022. And on the Board Game Chronicles, 2 videos out this week, how to play 1848 Australia and Frosthaven Monsters analysis, The Lurkers. And on the Fokker Circus, well, I got 5 reviews out on some juicy and wonderful tobaccos. One being a 7L Brunello, and a Briarworks Back Down South. Also, McBaron's Acadian Perique, and an Elizabethan mixture by Peterson's Review, formerly Dunhill, and W.O. Larson's signature review, very candy, and Opening Night, excellent vapor. That's what I said, vapor. And the Oaken Night is back with Ardennes 44 overview. A concise overview of Ardennes 44 3rd edition is presented for those wanting more than an unboxing, but less than a lengthy tome of material. That's right. All that on the Oaken Night. The Gentlemen of the Player's Aid have 3 videos out this week. An unboxing of The Last 100 Yards, Volume 3, The Solomon Islands. Also, a review of Keep Up the Fire from Worthington Publishing. And an unboxing of Fleet Commander Nimitz from DVG. It's an older game, but I hear it's a good game. I haven't played it. What can I tell you? You know? And at the Tank Museum, I think this is on Bovington, right? They have a Tank Chat number 150, the Lynx CNR vehicle. And Tank Chat number 151, Plastic Tank. Hey, plastic tank. Saves the people money, man. What can I tell you? You know? And GIMPY of the GIMPY Gamer. 4 videos out. Downfall, the War Game series, a Kickstarter. Also, GIMPY's Gal Guesses 3rd World War. And 1985 Sacred Oil, I should say, Part 2. And Assault Red Horizon 41, Part 2. On the GIMPY Gamer. Wardy Roll plays World War II miniatures, board games, and media. ASL's Hell's Corner, historical ASL scenario pack preview. Also an after-action report of Stalingrad 42 Fall Blau, turn number 4. And finished proofing CWC. You got me there, Wardy Robe. CWC. Come on, I'm on the fly live here. And Wars of the World, 2 videos out this week. Red Raids on Berlin, Stalin's 1941 Bombers Offensive. And what was the fate of Shinano? Japanese 10 days something. You know what I'm saying? I never heard of Shinano. But anyways. Also, Indy Nidell's fantastic World War II channel called World War II, who knew? In episode 184, another naval disaster for Japan. And Switzerland, the heart of European spying. I didn't know that. Thought it was England. Also surviving urban bombing on the home front. Number 015. All this on World War II. And last but not least, and welcome again, Zilla Blitz. 5 videos out this week. Real Company's mod install. He's talking about a game he's playing, like a farmer game or something like that. You know, could be fun, man. I live around farms. Farms are fun. And by Stealth and Sea, a game by David Thompson, Episode 2, a game published by DVG. And again, Real Company's mod install. Also, he's unboxing Panzer, the first Panzer expansion, and Nissan Fairlady full restoration. Personally, I wouldn't sit around watching a full restoration of that, but hey, if there's people watching war games, news that is, there's people watching full restorations of a Nissan Fairlady. So, ladies and gentlemen, that was it. Please let me know on the comments below if I continue doing stuff like that, putting up the names here, or I mix it up a little bit. You know, mixing it up is fun. You know what? And since I'm here, check the music. Another week, another show. Thank you for watching. Please like and subscribe. Hit the bloody subscribe button, for God's sakes. And please support this channel on Patreon. Computers need to be bought. Shows need to be done. What can I tell you? And that was great. I enjoyed it. Kilroy was here, gave his opinion. Don't get angry at him. I didn't even watch the video. I'm just saying it because every time I speak to Kilroy, I get angry. Not because of him, but because of the situations of the world and how concise, precise, and wordy he is. You know, makes you think. Anyways, this was fun. I'll probably mix it up like this. It's different. And change is good, man. You know what I'm saying? Have a great week.